Police Minister Cele and National Commissioner General Fani Mosamola are expected to visit the tavern in Orlando East, that's in Soweto, where 15 people were shot dead over the weekend. 8 others, we understand, have been hospitalized. Let's bring you the very latest now. Cele Jones, hello to you. So let's just talk about what actually happened before you give us the latest on where you are now. Take us back to the weekend, the tavern you're standing at right now. Normally, people enjoying themselves, but it was scenes of terror, I'm sure. What have we learned?
Yeah, we're getting different kind of stories to what actually transpired in the scene. Firstly, to say that this culminated as a result between the Xhosa and the Lesotho people, or Sotho people rather, residing in this area here. And subsequent to that, there were 2 quantums that actually arrived here, where a gunman came out and started opening fire on some of the patrons which were actually in this tavern here behind me. And earlier on, I got an opportunity to show you some of the blood stains that I actually got to witness here, which actually show you the aftermath and some of the mass shootings that actually transpired here at the scene at the Nomzamo informal settlement in Soweto. But I'm just going to show you what we actually witnessed now, Gareth, that we've seen some of the police officials who've actually now come here, we think, as a result of expecting the police minister and National Commissioner, of course, that being Mr. Fani Mosamola, who are expected to arrive here. And that we also know that the police minister will be receiving a report this morning that details the scope of what had transpired here at this scene this past weekend. And hopefully we may also get an idea of whether if there are any arrests that have been made and how far are the investigations. We do know that this also comes in the wake of other incidences that took place in the likes of Katlehong as well, where 2 people were killed at a tavern, and of course in Pietermaritzburg, where yesterday my colleague Jason Tatia brought you that story. And it goes again to speak to the concerns around the safety of patrons when having to be at some of these taverns in some of these local areas.
Let's talk a little bit about the tavern owner as well, where you are at the moment. Pule, earlier you showed us what looks like the entrance to the tavern. Has anyone from the tavern itself, any staff members, the owner, anyone associated, spoken to the media, come out to speak to anyone this morning?
No, definitely. I mean, we've been here since around 6 a.m. and we spoke to some of the community members. One lady who I spoke to, actually, who refused to go on record, but she spoke outside of the interview saying that she was at work. However, when she got back, her neighbors had told her about the mass shootings that took place. She alleges that the music was very loud, but they could still hear the gunshots that are fired, and some of the neighbors here actually alleged to have taken cover to ensure that nobody gets hurt. They say they've never witnessed something of such magnitude, and it was quite scary for them. But at the very same time, they've complained about the police visibility in the area, saying that has been quite a concern for days, and they believe that this also could be a tribal gang-related clash that is now being exposed and come to light and has led to this tragic incident that took place here. But furthermore, what we also witnessed, Gareth, I saw a statement yesterday from, of course, the international community from Qatar, and what they were saying is that they expressed their condemnation and denunciation of the shooting incident which took place in the suburbs of Soweto. So it goes to tell you how these news have actually travelled. Some of the international communities have condemned what had happened, and also it will be quite important to hear what the police minister has got to say around this, particularly around that issue of some of the community members saying that they've lost some bit of confidence in police officials here. That's something that I think the police minister may have to speak to and may have to set your deal as to what will be the next step going forward from here onwards.
Yeah, that's exactly what community members are demanding around the country, more police visibility. Where you are in Soweto, it's not the only time we've been told by members of the community that they're not seeing enough police. Cele Jones, thank you very much. Indeed, we'll come back to you later. We know the National Police Commissioner and the Minister are going to be there later in the morning.